Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Dissatisfaction, not recognizing one's own true nature, can take a person to places. It keeps the person restless, continues to be restless. Few things can be achieved in the world, no big deal, yet one is restless. Unless one discovers the meaning of satisfaction, what satisfaction really is, what Ananda really is, what shall be life's goal, the ultimate goal. The immediate goals, everybody knows it. What is the ultimate goal of life? Unless these clarities are there, a person keeps on moving in the world like a mad person. There's no end. There is no end to this restlessness, and there's no end to what all happens with this restless mind. I often say people have got something like an Abhimanyu syndrome. So they know how to go inside the Chakravyuha, they don't know how to come out of it. We start many things, we don't know where to pause, how to pause, nor we know how to come out of it. Badly stuck in life. Mind you, being stuck in life is not being stuck in a marriage or something like that. That's not being stuck in life. You can figure out life. Whatever happens there, you come out or you are still there, whatever, that is secondary. So, being stuck in life doesn't mean that you have no responsibility, so you can do what you want, be where you are. That is not being free. And being stuck doesn't mean that you are responsible for a household. Things have to be taken care, etc. One gets badly stuck in one's own life because of the lack of clarity on Purushartha. You all may be familiar with Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. We are here for Moksha Purushartha, to discover freedom. In fact, any other Purushartha you take up, it will bind you. It may be good ride for some time, ultimately it binds you. So Dharma, as understood by commonly understood, one who is religious. That's the basic understanding everybody has. You see the amount of complication that will be involved in a heavy religious life also sometimes. I touched upon it here and there. Person is so stuck, complicates one life. One thing goes missing, person is agitated. Something is not provided in time, the person flares up. Hey, I ask you for ghee, don't you know that I am doing puja? Arey, you have forgotten that another qualification is there for puja. What is that? Bhavana. Attitude with which you are approaching everything. You are stuck with samagri. You are heavily stuck with the padartha. So bhavana is paid least importance. So at any junction one can be stuck. And what to talk about artha and kama makes you badly stuck in life. So Ashtavakra, in the second verse of 18th chapter, is clearly telling us this is not the way forward. There may be plenty of bhogas available to you at various junction, going on fulfilling one want after another doesn't lead you to moksha. Arjayitva akhilan arthan bhogan pushkalan apnoti. Pushkalan means abundant pleasures. He may get abundant pleasures. How? By acquiring arjayitva. Akhilan sarvan. Whatever is available to him, arthan, all the objects, go on collecting. And bhogan, as I discussed, the enjoyments or experiences, go on collecting. By this, he gains certain pleasures, but that is not the end of life. That's why we have one more purushartha above artha and kama, which is moksha. Otherwise, you can stop at it. For them, moksha is that only. In fact, you hear that people using this vocabulary. I don't know if it's also there in these expressions people making in other states also, but this is my first-hand experience of hearing this thing. You should go to that hotel and eat dosa. It is like Indra Loka. They describe like that. Okay, as if they went to Indra Loka, ate dosa and came back there. You should go, my daughter is settled now in Sweden. It's Swarga. It is Swargam only. My son is in the US. It is Swargam. That's all. They don't have any more aspiration. That's it. Done. Only floating or getting up and down in the bhoga and artha. Whereas you go inquire into depths of their thinking, what is residing there is dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. You inquire, heavily dissatisfied heart, heavily insecure. So, for the cover up, you do a lot of things. Every bhoga, every artha is a cover up of the inner insecurity. And a day comes, and I'm sure it's experience of so many people, if insecurity is there within, no job position can make you secure. If insecurity is within one's heart, no amount of assets or securities can make you secure. If there is insecurity in heart, no amount of religiosity I see this, well-settled families, large bungalow kind of homes. While building also, they would have used Vastu, every Shastra available and put everything. And sometimes the Swamiji gets invited. Swamiji should please come and have a satsang in our house. I say, let it be so. Then they say, Swamiji, is every corner okay in the house? Is everything fine? Is this fine? We have put it in the east, this thing that is west. Is that fine? To such an extent, recently I went to somebody's house, new house, they have put their father and mother's picture. He says, Swamiji, can we put like that on the wall? Where else will you put? Where else will you put father and mother's photo? Some wall you should find and put. So you put it on the wall. Good, nice to remember one's parents, their legacy, what they have done to us. If you sit in the hall and if you can see them, why not? Fear. So much fear only shows no amount of bhoga, no amount of artha, no amount of experiences can satisfy you. Can satisfy you. Few years back, I met a person, two friends or partners, I don't remember exactly. I think American. One was an African American origin person, another was her friend. So they were in Bangalore. They have been traveling continuously since 2 years or so. Like for 2 years, they were traveling from one place to another. I don't know the work situation, how they figured it out, or some savings or whatever, or USD to INR leverage. Uh, so traveling. It was an youngster satsang, somebody's friends they brought. So many of the youngsters were very curious. Oh wow, my God, it's like an aspirational life for me that wow, you can just be from place to place, and they were going country to country, not just place to place, country to country. So after all the excitement faded, and I had an occasion to talk to them individually. So over the dining table, I asked them, so how is it? How does it feel? How does it feel? You have been going on like this kind of a trip for more than 2 years. How does it feel? Oh, I miss home terribly sometimes. I feel like now with this much of travel, I feel I need to ground myself. Probably operating from a place and probably traveling a few months in a year would be better. Not just with 2 suitcases that you go onto the whole world. You see, a very unique experience. Lot of people may be aspiring such a life, yet basic person is not handled. Mind you, the same person goes everywhere. Vedanta is handling the person. The same person goes from Africa to America, America to Cambodia, Cambodia to India. Person is the same. Person is having various experiences and bhogas. Person is the same. This people miss. They think that by changing the external, you will be able to change the internal. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. That's why deep inquiry is required. That's why people become terribly bitter after a certain age, because the same person within, somehow they were masking this person through travel, experiences, talking, walking, socialization, housey, club, party, whatever. So many things, there were occasions were there to mask the person. Now, after a certain age, you can't move much. The person is there to handle for others also, for oneself also. Terrible situation. Terrible situation. So, Ashtavakra says, even, elsewhere Upanishads say, Taittiriya Upanishad, etc., even you go to Pitraloka, even if you go to Devaloka, even if you go to any loka, that is limited. It is not ultimate joy, it is not ultimate happiness. So Taittiriya Upanishad beautifully makes a category: Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Like comparative words, like we have good, better, best. So 3 levels of experience of happiness. Priya, probably whatever is in this world, regular bhogas available to everybody. Moda, some more. Pramoda, whatever ultimate Las Vegas happiness or whatever it is called, whatever pleasures one indulges in, still limited. It is in the realm of Anandamaya Kosha, not real Ananda. It is in the realm of one's experience, Anandamaya Kosha, not the Atma. Then where is true pleasure or true happiness, true joy? Is one's own Swarupa, having transcended all these dualities. Duality means not just two things, it means multiple things. Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Transcend all these dualities. Transcend all the dualities of pleasures. How do you do that? To come in touch with your own Ananda, which is but your own Swarupa. Once you recognize that, you transcend all of it. Or sometimes Upanishads or teaching also takes having, once you transcend all this, you land there. Land there, really expressions, but land here. Here, there, anything you use, limitation of language needs to be culminated in one's own self. One's own self. So, Ashtavakra makes another important point. He says, Nahi sarva parityagam antarena sukhi bhavet or sukhi bhavati. Unless you transcend all of it, you can never, unless you renounce all of it, you can never come in touch with pure happiness, unconditioned happiness. I'll give you a situation or kind of a model which Pujya Swamiji used and Acharyas have used to show this. What does it mean transcending all these dualities of desires, bhogas, pleasures? How does it look? See, I have also told you all before this, but some more stress on it. At any point where you say, I am happy or this thing gave me happy, what it has done is that at that moment there are no desires. Truly speaking, what is giving you happiness is absence of desire. The car example, classic, because India car is such a big thing. You see a car model and then there is a desire to purchase it. So the person works, saves whatever finance, organizes finance and all of it, and then he goes onto the dealership and buys a car. So the car key is handed onto his hands. A photograph is taken, cake is cut, balloons are flown, all of it. He is extremely happy. Wow. Wow. Extremely happy. So at this junction, what has given him this happiness that he is experiencing? Can we analyze?
Material happiness.
Yes, he is experiencing material happiness in his own realm. But let us say he says, I experience happiness. What has happened? Mechanics behind. He had a desire for 15 days or 1 month. That desire was constantly pushing him towards this car. He was not satisfied unless the car came. In between he got frustrated also because the car dealership called and said, your delivery is not on October 15th, it will be on November 5th. He got disappointed, he was waiting, and all of it. Finally, on November 5th, he gets this delivery. What has happened is, this desire which was there to possess the car, that at this moment when the keys were put in his hand, there is no desire. There is no desire, so he is extremely happy. Then he takes the key, sits in the car. Now he sees that I need a new music player. Already that happiness has diminished. Then he goes a little more further. Coimbatore traffic or Chennai traffic or Delhi traffic or Bangalore traffic, immediately somebody comes and scratches the car. All that happiness is evaporated in single minute. What happened to, what is the mechanics behind now? A scratch on the car is scratch on my heart. Because mamatvam is totally transferred. Totally transferred to the car. No, I was explaining this example for some time, I suppose. But then some time back, I read a neurobiology article. So it was talking about neuromechanics, something and all, whatever neuro hyphanda words you can use. A scientific study, not simply somebody's theory. Then I understood that, you see, how many of whoever drives may have this experience. You sit in the car on the wheel, you start taking the driving lessons. You still don't know how to gauge everything. What distance is between two cars? If you go reverse, how much space will be there? If you are coming towards the pavement or parking, how to align, how much gap will be there, how much will be available. All that initially you do not know. So as you learn to drive the car, as you master it, you automatically can gauge what is the distance. Everything, right, left, back, front, center, isn't it so? Quite accurately. It is, in fact, they say it is quite accurate. Only when that accuracy goes on part of two people, anybody's mistake, then leads to an accident. But in all practical cases, what has happened is the body has considered car to be its extension neurobiologically. The body, brain, has extended itself to the whole car. So they were explaining that's why the phenomenon of road rage, anger, all of it. So there is a mechanics for mamatvam now. You have atasmin tad buddhihi, adhyasa. Definition of error in Vedanta is that which is not you, in that you put you-ness. The car is not you. Are you the car? You know that, right? You are not the car. But then, even while driving, neurobiologically you have extended yourself to the whole car. Psychologically speaking, when you are the owner of the car, totally you have extended yourself into that which you are not. That which you are not. Atasmin tad buddhihi. That which you are not, you have extended yourself in it. So a scratch on the car feels like a scratch on the person. Scratch on the car. So already all the happiness that person was experiencing has vanished, because that happiness was hanging on a small thread of desire and satisfaction of desire. So one desire was satisfied, that I need a car, that is satisfied. But he also had another desire, this car should be the way it is. Just like I told you, the child was crying that banana should not break, it should be in the same way. Similarly, he is also expecting that car should not get scratched. India, come on, come to the reality terms. In country like India, well, road rules are hardly followed. Yesterday, when we were coming to Coimbatore, on the national highway, on one side we are coming, so boldly another vehicle is coming on the other side, right in front. So, in a place like this, you expect your car should not get scratched. It's like that child expecting banana should not break. Is that? So, it's vanished. All this happiness, which is heavily dependent on just fulfillment of a desire, gets evaporated. For us, but another point here for our focus is that, you see, the happiness that person is experiencing at that moment is caused because of absence of desire. Absence of desire. So thus we can establish two things. You can go on finding happiness in the world or pleasure in the world by keeping on increasing the desires and satisfying those desires. It's there in everybody's anubhava, isn't it so? But at the same time, that much of disappointment is also there, because every desire that you have doesn't get satisfied. So disappointment. Up and down, up and down, up and down, it keeps on going. Never a steady curve. Ashtavakra is telling, if you are aspiring for true sukha, the way forward is coming out of all desires, transcending all desires. How do you transcend all desires? By seeing that the world has utility value but cannot do anything for me more than that. The desires just drop. The desires just drop. In fact, I pointed out another example in your own life. As you are moving from one stage to another, your desires are dropping by on its own. On its own, it has dropped. On its own, it has dropped. So, but then at a particular stage, we get stuck with a particular configuration and setup. That's the problem. You transcend that, then world is never the problem. World is never the problem. Swami Sachidananda ji often says, the world has only loops. The hook is with you. Don't blame the world. World has only loops. You put your hook and say, it is binding me, it is binding me. The world has only loops. It is like saying, oh mobile, leave me. Oh mobile, leave me. Mobile, you are the one who's holding on to it. You're the one who's holding on to it. You're the one who's holding on to it. So, this realization should come in everyone, that I am the one complicating my life. And there is the story doesn't end with blaming oneself. It's not the one. Enquire further where from this error is coming from. This error is stemming from non-understanding of nature of the world nor myself. So the moment I see myself being complete, all wants drop. No compulsive desires. Even if something is there, you see, if it is so. In Ashtavakra Gita elsewhere, a jnani's life is compared to that of a dry leaf. The dry leaf separates itself from the tree. That doesn't mean that it is stagnant. It's also traveling. How is it traveling? Sheerly by prarabdha. It is just flowing with the prarabdha. Whatever comes, it is in a satisfied way, it is going on. It is going on. So, the vritti, in fact, a kind of lifestyle is prescribed for sannyasis. 2-3 lifestyles. In fact, it need not be just for sannyasis. Take the essence of it and you can apply it to your life also. One is ajagara vritti. Ajagara means crocodile. The crocodile doesn't, it is said, the crocodile doesn't go fetching food here and there, it doesn't go for food. What it does, it keeps his mouth open. If something comes, it takes. So, one lifestyle prescribed for sannyasis is ajagara vritti. So, be wherever you are or whatever, this thing, whatever comes to you, you accept. If students come, you accept and teach. If somebody offers you food, take it and be satisfied. So, how does practically one can apply it to one's own life also? If you feel you have had enough in the world, you have seen few places, you have done some trips, you have met some people, you have met enough shadiya, enough upanayanam, all of it. So, you don't actively go searching for things. If something comes your way, accept it. With least effort. With least effort. If with least effort you can go somewhere and come, do that. With least effort you can participate in somebody's ceremony, definitely do that. You don't have to do some mahaprayatna, bhagirata prayatna wherever involved. Know that it's a sign that probably it is not meant for you. Probably That's not the point. Agate swagatam kuryat. If something comes, welcome it. There is a natural progression in the career, welcome it. You are not going to resist it. If natural course of life is leading you to place A to place B, etc. in life's journey, go along with it. Go along with it. Or another vritti is prescribed. It's called Madhukara vritti. Madhukara is what? Honeybee or bumblebee, whatever. So honeybee doesn't stay in one place. It only goes from one flower to another. There's a beauty in this choosing Madhukara, honeybee, because you see, if you observe honeybees, they don't go sit on bitter flowers and all that. They only go from one fragrant flower to another fragrant flower. So you go, keep on traveling or whatever, going from one phase of life to another or one experience to another in such a way which is pleasant to you. And also that Madhukara not only sits on a flower and consumes its nectar and totally without harming the flower, and at the same time it is being useful to the flower also. It helps in propagation of pollination of the flower. Useful also. Be useful as well. Render some service. Extend yourself. So you need not put four walls and sit in one place alone. You can flow with the life's journey from just as Madhukara goes from one flower to another. That's how you go. That's how you go. Another method, sometimes immediately in some people, to transcend the bhoga or artha may not be that easy because they are heavily invested in that. Not what is heavy investment? That heavy investment is emotions. That is the investment one has made. Now the instruction is, in order to fine tune yourself, finally to transcend all the bhogas. Suppose you were somebody who was involved in too much of very gross pleasures, make it subtle. Make it subtle. From rock music, come to Carnatic classical. Sattvic. In everything there is three categories. Rajasic, tamasic, sattvic. Or whatever. Tamasic, rajasic, sattvic. Sattva, rajas, tamas. Three categories are there. Locate yourself where your engagement with the world, where does it stand? So if it is tamas, increase it, in fact, make it rajas. Somebody who is finding pleasure only in tamasic activities, come to rajasic activities. Go for a run. Go plan a trip where you have to climb a hill or something like that. Take up a full-time job where it consumes your energy. Something, those kind of things. Then finally come to sattvic engagements in activity as well as your engagement with bhoga and artha. Subtle things. Subtle things. Life has to have an activity. You can't be sitting just like a furniture in the house. So engage in sattvic activities. How does sattvic pleasures look like? Maybe music, Vedanta classes, Bhagavad Gita class, chanting class, yoga, walk in a park, some engagement with art and culture, engagement with the temple. Again, you have to be very subtle. Don't go off to Rajasic worship, etc. Sattvic engagement with prayer, worship, visiting temples in a sattvic manner. Not being hyper about it. Not being hyper about anything. You know, some in Karnataka they started this trend. I don't know if it is there in Tamil Nadu also. Somebody said, Swamiji, we are doing this thing. It is said in one day only, from sunrise to sunset, you have to see Adiranga, Madhyaranga, Antyaranga. What is that? Which Srirangam is involved in that? Okay. Then what else? Melukote.
No, Srirangpatna, not Srirangpatna, and then Madhyaranga.
Okay, so basically 3 temples which are miles apart. Okay, they have to do darshanam of all 3 deities from one day, from sunrise to sunset. So they take bath at 1 o'clock in the night, midnight, and then sit in the car, hurry to the first temple. Okay. And then from first temple they will take darshan, nothing, no seeing Bhagavan and all. Hey, do the Mangalarti, take 100 rupees. Finished, done. Then they sit in the car again. Then they will go to Sri Rangam, 6 hours, 7 hours again. Then go run into the Sri Rangam huge temple. Once when I was a brahmachari, somebody took me to Sri Rangam temple. And then there was very nice vada, idli, pongal and all outside the temple. I remember that. Then you go into the temple. Finish darshanam and all, tuck, within 10 minutes. Come sit in the car again. Then again go to the third Rangam, whatever it is, I don't know. Our friends are also searching for it. And you finish the Antya Rangam, whichever that is, within sunset. Are, where from did you start this tradition? If it was really tradition, it must be 500 years old, 300 years old, 1000-year old. Before 300, 500 years, was there a car to take you from in one day from this place to another? Can you sit on a horse and cover 3 places in one day? Can you walk and do darshanam of 3 places? No. I think somebody who had a tour company invented this. Or taxi company, whoever had a taxi company, he must have invented this kind of a tradition. So that kind of a thing, futile. Something could have been sattvic, very beautiful. Go to a temple, whichever may be your choice of temple, whether it is Sri Rangam, whether it is Kedarnath, anywhere. It could have been a beautiful temple pilgrimage. You could have gone, sat in a temple, meditated, experienced the local tradition, have some transformation. Because every story has a transformational element in it. So you must look for that in any place. So then you go and you would have sattvically engaged with it. We spoil that also. It's like making a nice payasam and putting asafoetida, hing, this thing, what is that, tadka into it. How bad it will be. This is what we do. So, transcend rajasic, tamasic. Finally, sattvic pleasures also one must transcend. This is where the trick is. That you must transcend even sattvic pleasures. You must be very carefully engaging with Vedanta Shravana also. Is it a spiritual entertainment or am I growing and reflecting and introspecting? What is it? Am I listening like a kacheri? You transcend that. Finally, when you transcend all desires, it only indicates that you have discovered that you lack nothing. You do not lack anything. Thus, I am free. That is a jnani. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnastadochyate. Nothing is more valuable than my completeness. Everything is secondary. Everything is secondary. Other things may have place in your life, but secondary. If you had to choose between a retreat and a resort, you would choose retreat. Were to choose between Bhagavad Gita chanting or some bakery visit, you would choose Bhagavad Gita chanting. So that's how you would prioritize your life. That's a jnani who is in touch with one's own completeness. One's own completeness. Sometimes questions may come in one's mind. How does it look, this completeness? Does that person experience pain? Does that person experience this? that, so many questions may come. One Mahatma was asked this question: does that Jnani experience pain? So that Mahatma said, to experience the pain, there must be a person. There is no person only who is experiencing the pain. No. Pain is happening to the body. Pain is happening to the body. There is no person suffering there. No person holding on to this is my body or this is me. Nobody is there. Externally, people may see some signs of anarogyam or ill health on part of the Jnani, but a Jnani is at another realm. There is no personality person to an ego to sit and suffer, experience pain, pleasure, etc. One has transcended all dualities. One has transcended all dualities. This is my favorite example. Even if some of you might have heard, doesn't matter, because the example is so profound. A devotee in Bangalore, a student, was attending regular Vedanta classes, and her son used to come on after the Sunday class and receive prasadam from Swamiji. One Sunday he did not come. So mother was asked, your son is not seen today. Neighborhood, they were living in neighborhood, so son could just cross, the young boy could cross the road and come. So mother was asked, hey, your son is not seen. Oh Swamiji, he is not feeling well, he is sick. That's why he has not come today. Then somehow the boy comes after, when everybody is receiving the prasadam. So Swamiji asked the boy, hey, your mother said you are not well. How are you? The boy was asked. Your mother said you are sick. You are sick. Are you okay? The boy replied, 5th grade or 4th grade, like our friend here. The boy replied, I am fine, tooth is aching. I am fine, tooth is aching. This is crux of Vedanta. All that we have discussed here from these classes culminates in this example. I am fine, tooth is aching. Now make that wisdom of that 5th grade boy yours. I am fine, business is in trouble. I am fine, health is in trouble. I am fine, I am not able to sleep. I am fine, mind is restless. I am fine, son's job situation has to be okay. I am fine, son has to be married. I am fine, mother-in-law has to be handled. The continuing thread, I am fine. I am complete. I am fine meaning aham purnaha. I do not have any lack as the observer. All lack is in the observed. All complications are in the observed. All dualities are in the observed. The observer is free from all gunas which are there in the duality. All the attributes which are there in the duality, objects, and in the observed, none of them is there in the subject, none of them is there in the observer. I am that. I am that sukha. I am that ananda which is there in my own nature. I am that. I am that. That's what Ashtavakra is saying. Nahi sarva parityagam antarena sukhi bhavet. Unless this renunciation of duality, lock, stock and barrel, everything is transcended, I cannot be sukhi. Here Sukhi means Muktaha, Jnani. Jnani Bhavati. Jnani Bhavati. That is what you have to recognize. Such is the journey of a Jnani. With completeness, that Jnani moves from place to place, not seeking anything. Out of completeness, what is to be done, that person does. Whatever, if it is something is mandated by his guru, he does that. That is the life of a Jnani. Pujya Swamiji once said, all kinds of people come to me, from prime ministers to president to business owners to commoners to workers to anybody. He said, first thing that comes to my mind when I see somebody, what can I do for you? What can I do to that person? That's a Jnani. What can I take out of this person, samsari? What can I take out of this person, samsari? What can I give? How can I be helpful? You need not give also. Meaning a disposition where first thought which comes to you is, how can I be helpful to this person? How can I extend myself to this person? Because a Jnani doesn't see any difference between this and that. That has no duality, transcending all duality. Duality is seemingly visible only from the onlooker standpoint. Only from the onlooker standpoint. So, thus is the journey of a Jnani. The only way to embrace Ananda, which is your own Swarupa, is to transcend desires. Transcending desires mean transcending dualities. Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Chandogya Upanishad says, Dvitiyadvai bhayam bhavati. Dvitiya means when you in your perception that there is a second thing, then alone fear arises. Fear arises. When you separate yourself from the truth, you made it two. The fear starts from there. So, one who understands that there is nothing lacking here, there is no fear for such a person. You see, sometimes we look, okay, how can I practically see this? Fearlessness. What is moksha? Fearlessness. Swamiji, you seem to be a modern person. Are you giving your own interpretation? No. Taittiriya Upanishad says, what is moksha? How does moksha look like? Abhaya pratishtham vindate. Taittiriya Upanishad says, how does moksha look like? Moksha looks like getting established in fearlessness. Fearlessness. No fear whatsoever. A bhakta, true bhakta also doesn't have fear. Jnani also doesn't have fear. Why? True bhakta, total surrender. Total surrender at the hands of Bhagavan that he or she believes in. I shall be taken care of. A 3-year-old child, if it is with its mother, it is fearless. In fact, somebody comes, it tries to hit also. So fearless. Then a 100 kg man comes, the child is ready to hit him. Why? Because I am in the arms of my mother. There's nothing to fear, is the disposition of the child. The same faith, same surrender is there in a bhakta, that I shall be taken care of. What is there to fear? And for a Jnani, also there is nothing to fear, because in a Jnani's consciousness, there is no second thing. You fear only when there is second thing. No fear. You fear when you are associated with few things and it may get lost, etc. No fear. No insurance can give you this fearlessness. You may have all the insurance, yet be very fearful. No problem. No problem. no fear. It's taken care. No second thing. So I was in China to give some discourse some time back. So there, I misplaced the phone. I lost the phone. Then I called up the Salosberg this thing and said, my phone is lost. I did not fear, but they said, Swamiji, don't fear, we have insurance. Your phone will be sent there. Your phone will be replaced. That is the insurance scheme. Fine, but there is always, when you're dependent on second thing, see, I will show you through practical situation and also mentally how you can rise up also. One thing, fear arises when we are dependent on too many things for our operations. So then also we fear losing this, what if that, what ifs, 100 and 150 million what ifs. That's why world has come up with certain security, insurance, etc. Person takes all of it and yet insecure. What is this? Has a 10 lakhs health insurance sitting and then still fearful, what if this happens? Are how much sick you want to be? Or in fact, after an age, I suggest this. You take it. It's not a advice, it's a suggestion. If you want, you take it. You can tell yourself, I shall take treatment as much as insurance allows. No fear after that. What if that, what if this, what if that? I don't want to be burdened to my child. I don't want to be burdened to anybody. This, that, okay. If kids want to take care, allow them. If you were to decide on yourself, as long as insurance allows. Take out that insecurity of health. Let whatever happen to the body, I shall face it. So, in the Laukika realm, you can handle some amount of fear by doing what